Straight up, I've made millions in net profit from the internet from my early 30s. And I want to share with you one thing that is super easy to implement into your business, no matter what niche you're in, no matter what you sell, that will make you an absolute fortune. To be honest, I should be charging you for this, but I'm not. If you've got 12 minutes, get a pen and paper ready, sit down and get ready to absorb this because it's going to blow your mind. I was meant to unpack this, but you know what? You matter more. Let's get stuck in. What I'm about to teach you generates me over 40K in new cash every single month. It's a lead and sales source that I can guarantee that you don't have in your business that will 100% grow your bottom line, profitability, reputation, results, and demand for your service. So listen up. And by the way, it can be applied to literally any business. Here goes. The big problem with generating word of mouth or referrals is that it can be quite hard to create a predictable lead and revenue source from it. You know what it goes like. Every now and again, a client sends you a referral here and there, and it's amazing, it's great, but it's just hard to scale. Yes, you can create referral programs, point systems, credit systems, and all that kind of stuff, but again, you're kind of just waiting for the client to do it. I want to flip that on its head and teach you how you can actually turn your clients into raving fans and literally sales machines for your business. Now, first things first, let's talk about why referrals are so good. They're essentially pre-sold leads. If you get amazing results with your clients, big wins with them, those clients go and rant and rave. They're almost like a walking, talking business card. That is why it's so important to build an insane product or service before you even start thinking about getting better at marketing, because your product or service is the marketing. When you build something really good, you provide an experience and you wow clients, they will want to refer. But the problem is that they've got busy lives, and as a result of that, they kind of forget. And you also forget because you get caught up in the weeds. So you need a system. So I'm going to run through this very simply, and you can literally just plug this into your business right away. Here goes. Word of mouth is one of the best ways to grow your business. And if you aren't already getting word of mouth, it's a big indicator that your quality of product, service, or speed to get results isn't good enough. You know a happy customer whenever they stay, pay, and refer. So let's talk about this. Here's the way to do it. First things first. Whenever you get the opportunity to speak with a client, and I'm going to run you through the different scenarios of when you can do this, you want to do what's called an altruistic ask. An altruistic ask is along the lines of, we want more amazing people like you. Where can we find them? Do you know anyone? The first thing that they're going to say is, let me think about it. Then I'm going to teach you what to say, because that's where most people go wrong, is that let me think about it piece turns into nothing. Once you ask if they have someone, then what you need to do is actually ask them to go and reach out to them and say, hey, the guys that I'm working with are looking for new clients. They've helped me with this, they've helped me with that, they've helped me overcome this, and I think you would make a great fit. Would you be interested in an introduction? Whenever that happens, then you have actually got the permission to reach out. Think about that. Let's say you have a client called Sarah. And Sarah has a friend called Samantha. And she reaches out to Samantha behind the scenes because you've initiated, hey, do you know anyone? And she's reached out, filled her in with all of that insight. And she said, yes. That is literally a lead that you have generated from thin air. You then reach out with your offer, your proposal to have a conversation, a chat, a call, whatever it may be. You make an offer, and if they say yes, bang, you collect the cash. If they don't, you keep them on a follow-up list later because they've been identified by your customer. Now, here's the thing. Who do you tell them to refer? Because the biggest challenge with referrals is, like I said, whenever you reach out and ask for a referral, the first thing your client goes is, well, I've got lots of friends, lots of acquaintances. Who could that be? Here's what you do. We would love more people like you. Clients are the first people to start. Why? Because they're already experiencing your service, your results, and ultimately, they're the first port of call. Number two is strategic partners. What services are your clients currently using that you could essentially connect with on a regular basis to ask for referrals? So, for example, think, if you go into your client base right now, go and ask your top 3 paying clients, what other services do you use in conjunction to this? So a prime example of this in our world, I help coach fitness business owners. I've been doing that for the majority of my life. They need graphic designers, they need web designers, they need accountants, they need all sorts of things. So we have strategic partners that help with this. So we ask them for referrals. You have raving fans as well. So these are people that follow your content but aren't necessarily customers because they maybe don't have the problem that you solve, but they just love you. These can be great opportunities. And then last but not least, you've also got old clients. So people that have had amazing results with you over the years. These people are amazing to reach out and tap every now and again. So let's move on from this. When do you do it? Whenever a client has a big win, awesome. It's the peak of gratitude. And you can say, hey, look, while I have you, do you know anybody else who could benefit from this? And that just opens it up to them starting to think about who's got a pain point, who's got a problem, and ultimately who they can refer. After somebody signs up, usually they're excited, they're a little bit scared as well, but at the same time, it's like, hey, one commitment that we would love you to make is that you send us more amazing people like you. Be quick to refer, be quick to tell your friends, all that kind of stuff. Upon onboarding, upon sign up, create that expectation. Somebody that's been with you and stayed and paid for 6 to 12 months, you can guarantee that they're using the service. They're getting something out of it. So again, utilize that. And also when you get the opportunity to speak to a large crowd that have the audience that have the pain point that you solve, this is a prime opportunity. Or whenever you're connecting with your clients on a large group basis, whether it's an event, whether it's a workshop, whether it's an expo, you can essentially speak to them. Now, what do you say? Most people say, can you just send us more clients? That's not enough. What you actually need to do is the following. Number one is you need to say, we're looking for people that have got a similar problem to you. List off those problems. If you want to know what those problems are, go and look through your sales conversations, your sales calls, your emails, your inquiries, and look at the list of stuff. It's going to be lack of clarity around this, confusion around this, frustration around that. I've tried this before, it's failed. List it all off. That helps the people that you're asking for referrals organize people in their mind that they know have these problems. 2, similar goals but not identical. Notice the word similar. Similar goals, what are the aspirational goals? What are the victories that they want to have? How do they want to feel? All of this kind of stuff. And similar attitudes. So what are the attitudes that are required for your clients to win? And that will depend on your service. So if you can list all of this stuff off, then the beautiful thing happens that your customers now know, I know exactly who to find. And that brings me back to that point where I talked about the altruistic ask. Whenever a client experiences a win, hey, Sarah, where can we find more amazing people like you? See what she's got to say? Look, here's what we want. We want somebody with a similar problem to you, similar goals to you, similar attitude to you. Go and have a think, and in 24 hours, create a list for me. Then you follow back up and you identify the opportunity. Whenever you identify the opportunity, that gives you the ability to reach out. Now, before you reach out, you want to get your client to say, hey, touch base with such and such, and tell them that we're going to be in touch, or tell them that we're looking for new clients, and tell them your story. That again, pre-sells, prepares, nurtures the lead. So you've created a lead out of your client, literally over nothing. They've then identified somebody who's much more likely than this broad base, and they've also pre-sold them on why they would benefit connecting with you and your company. And you can certainly help prompt this by giving them certain things to say. Like here's an example of 3 things you could say, because sometimes your clients will not know how to naturally create a sales conversation and opportunity. So you can create a little playbook on this. Here's 3 things that you could say. Let me help you formulate what you could say and put that together. Then you want to reach out. So if Sarah's referred her friend, let's say she's called, I don't know, Lucy. You can reach out, Lucy, Sarah told me to get in touch. I just wanted to know if you had a few minutes to talk about X. Rather than a cold outreach, it's pre-framed with, hey, Sarah said I should reach out. So the trust is incredibly high. She's already had a conversation. And as a result of that, the opportunity for the sale is far greater. Or at least the sales conversation. And the sales conversation needs to be treated like a nurture conversation where you actually get the idea of what you can do into their head, talk about the cost of inaction, talk about the speed at which you can get a result, reframe against Sarah's win and success, which they'll already know, and let them know that you're there and available whenever they want to get help. And that gives you the opportunity to make an offer. Would you like to work together? Would you like similar results to Sarah? Would you be interested in having a conversation about how we could help you? And if they say yes, great, make the sale. If they say no, close up and follow up later. Simple as that. If you're addicted to growing your business and you want really insightful tactics like this that really help you just drive more sales, drive more profit, and drive demand, then make sure you follow this YouTube channel, because every single week I put out a new video like this. Go and check it out.